is crazy. If I have two going at one time, that would be really cool. It would be really cool if I was able to have two. Hi, Little Miss Boutique. That's crazy. I can have two going at one time. Yeah, now it's saying three people in this one. So I want to stop it, but I don't want to lose the questions. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I didn't even know that I was gone. How crazy is that? Beauty infatuation? Oh man, welcome to the channel if you're back in here. Determined to learn, pray for you, I will. Oh my gosh. Okay. I missed a lot of stuff. Trying to embroider on sheer fabric. Oh no, that's terrible, Copenhagen. Started with a brother 4x4, Tracy Jones. Let's see. A little late, Miss Social Dev. Hey, Miss Social Dev was in here. Hate to keep asking all these questions. Organize my designs. Ooh, that's a crazy one, Miss Debbie. Small pack from Joanne. Third needle seemed to be fine. Sweet. Okay. Hello. How many people? Let me see how many people. I don't even know how many people are in here. Good evening to you too, my dear. Let me go to here and see why I can't see that. Let's see. Am I gonna crash my system, y'all? I hope not. I got so much going on. I didn't close out anything on my. Ooh, no one closed that one. Didn't really want to close that one either, but guess what? We have to do what we have to do. All right. Let me see. No, you didn't miss your bell. You did not miss your bell. I still have it. Terry Barnhill says, Greyhound lady from Indiana. Well, hello, Greyhound lady from Indiana. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got 13 in here. We've lost a lot. And I have 17 in the other one. So I don't know if I'm still live in this one or not. Let me see. Somebody just said something. Be careful getting static. Okay. All right. Cool beans. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm on both channels at the same time. How freaking cool is this? Excuse my language. So hopefully it won't tear you guys up too bad over here, and then tear you guys up too bad working over here. But I didn't want to lose the chat over here, so that's why I'm over here too. So we can definitely, you can see me now. Cool. Thanks, Miss Denise. I do want to say we did not miss the bell for you, Miss Joanne. Welcome back. Buffering on the computer, on your phone, you're good. Terry Barnhill, you're welcome. Beauty Infatuation, welcome. I do want to say welcome to you because I did see that you were in the chat over here. Yes, I'm live. Okay, cool. So live both places, y'all. Look, you know you good when you can get two different ones going at the same time. I'm kidding. I'm being silly because this is my first time trying it, and I'm probably gonna blow up YouTube, tear it up because I'm trying to do two things. But I do want to go. Let's see. Okay, Miss Bickham, thank you for explaining how you did your embroidery designs. I definitely appreciate that, because it can be difficult to keep embroidery designs organized. I know that firsthand. Mine used to be organized. They're not anymore. Now, Sew What Pro has a sister program. You don't have to have Sew What Pro to purchase Sew Cat. Sew Cat is a cataloging program to help you organize your embroidery designs. That is available. So definitely check that out if you want to. It's affordable. That is not a flattering angle on my phone. I just saw that. Sorry, showing you guys like all 12 of my chins. Let's see. Glad you figured this out. We need your direction. I mean, this is the thing. There are so many in here. You have a lot of rich heritage here in this channel. You know, a lot of folks in here, like Miss Beckham, if you're in here, let me know in this chat, because you're over here, what your amount of embroidery years come to. Miss Debbie Kidd, what amount of embroidery years does yours come to? As a matter of fact, you guys, however many years you've been doing embroidery, type it in the chat. I want to know how many years you have been doing embroidery. And you'll be interested to find out what my answer is. As a matter of fact, who knows what my answer is? So cat is, don't give me the lion. Hold on. I'm gonna have to think. Let me look it up really quick. Hopefully it won't mess up my thing. Let's see. Yes. It is SoCat is 40. SoCat is $40. Terry Barnhill, you are silly. Talking about a big fat zero. 2003, so that's 15 years. Carol Coleman. Little Miss Boutique, 4 years. Velma Crisp, not even a year. That's all right. Trina's Creations, a year. Letitia Martinez, welcome. New to embroidery, have a question. Could clip art design become? Yes, it can. It has to be digitized though. It has to be digitized. That's not something that can you just put it in the embroidery machine and it works. Let's see, over here on the phone, Marianne Reddick, 25 years. Tracy Jones, 13 years. Renee Boyd, 2 years. Valerie, 7 years. Ethel Smith, 2 years. Tony Collins, about 20 years. Denise, 5 months. Marilyn Ray started this year, so Crafty maybe 10 years. You see what I'm saying? 4 for me, right? Marianne is about 4 years. I did just mention that, didn't I? I just got the embroidery machine about 4 years ago. 24 years, Suzanne R. Debbie, 1 year. Barbara Nance, 5 months. Leah, 9 months. Just got started, so on. New 4 years for me as well. Deborah says 3. Lots of pros here, says Robin Bryant. That's what I'm saying. Miss Bickham, 25.5 years. Dorothy Gaston, 15 years. Eartha Lewis, 10 years. Joanne, 4 days. So that's why, for me, the hoop group is so important. Emphasis on the word so. Because, you guys, we are the hoop group. You know, we know embroidery. And even though I've been doing this for years, for me, I don't consider myself an expert, so to speak, as much as I consider myself seasoned enough to where I've screwed up so many times that I know how to relate to the beginner and say, you can do this because I've screwed up. So I know you may screw up too. It's all right. We're going to get through this together. So that's why I'm here in front of the camera, not because I'm so experienced that I know so much, because I don't. But I know what I've learned, and I've also taken the time to sit at the feet of masters such as Miss Bickham. You know what I'm saying? She constantly gives me tips and information and say, hey, you need to do this way. You need to try that. Or don't do it that way. Try it this way. See if that helps. That's the type of stuff that you just can't trade for $1 million, because it's like, it's gold. It's golden. You know, and I'm not about to sit here and say I'm an expert by any means of the stretch of the imagination, because I'm not. But I do know what the heck I'm doing from experience, from where I've messed up. And if I don't know something, I'm going to let you know, or I'll be the first to tell you, you know what, I haven't ever done that, so I really can't answer that question. And that's what keeps me grounded and keeps me relatable with you guys. You know, so that's the whole reason for the hoop group. And Joanne, of course you can join. The hoop group is available on my website, thebabiesbooty.com, and just click on join the hoop group up in the upper right hand corner, and you'd be more than happy to have you. We would be more than happy to have you in the hoop group. Dorothy Gaston says, I learned a lot watching videos. I learned a lot more watching The thing is, sometimes you have folks that learn better by watching, and that's the whole point of doing the videos, and why for me the videos are so important, because the few videos that I was able to get some information from, they were helpful. So it has to be passed on. Debbie Kid, 20 years in January. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You guys are what make this channel. It's not me. You know, my goal was to bring everyone together and let us be the powerful hoop group, right? Hoop group. We are the hoop group. We are the hoop group. And I appreciate every last one of you and your experiences and your wealth of knowledge to join together and help the newer folks, because at one point it seemed like embroidery was going to be dying out, you know, especially for these young folks. How many young people do you know getting into embroidery? Think about that. It's pretty deep if you really stop and think about it. How many young folks do we have getting into embroidery? So for those of you who have 15 plus years, 20 years, you know, the whole thing is to pass this on to the younger folks so that they can come in and make something absolutely wonderful out of embroidery. Now let me go ahead and plug this phone up before I lose y'all completely, and then you really will have to go over to the computer. So I'm gonna plug my phone in. Oh no, Velma Crisp, I hope you feel better. I am so sorry. I hope you feel better. Get your hand rested. And let me know how you're doing later. Please do. Suzanne, you started with a Husqvarna number 1, and you're right. A 4x4 machine is capable of being a workhorse. My first big job was 110 golf towels for a golf tournament. So it can be done. It can be done. Miss Debbie says the presentation style is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Wow, I didn't know embroidery had been alone for some time, says Leah. Yes ma'am. Embroidery is not a new thing. There is a digitizer. Yes, I'm still going. I know, right? It's I'm 15 minutes over, so it's not 3 hours though. But yes, there's a digitizer that I learned digitizing from what I know so far, and his name is John Deere. And John Deere's family was digitizing embroidery back before computers were even a thing for embroidery. Back before all of that. So his family has been doing embroidery for way longer than 25 years. You know, so it has been around for quite some time. And actually, you know what would be really cool? I just thought of something. A very dear friend of my mom's bequeathed to me a book, and it's all about garments from throughout the years. I mean, like way back to early year. I need to look at where the book actually started, but you're looking at old Indian artifacts and old Eastern artifacts and Eastern clothing where it was embroidered. All right, so don't forget, it wasn't all machine embroidery. Embroidery was done by hand initially, you know. So that's a really cool book. I'm gonna have to bring it. The only thing is it's super heavy and super big, but I think it would be fun to showcase that book on the channel so that you guys can see it. Either that, or I'll show it in the hoop group for those who are a part of the hoop group. Denise says, I watched you way before I ever got my machine. I wanted to make sure it was something I could do. I've never seen a question go unanswered. The group is awesome. We try really hard to make sure that questions are answered here. Okay, Will, drive home safe, my dear. Bickham, I worked with someone who did embroidery at her shop for 2 to 3 years before I got my own machines. Definitely. So on. Miss Eve, they don't have time for that old stuff. That's what they say. And my kids did try to pull that with me. My kids did. But I did find a group of folks, the younger ones that are getting into clothing design at the colleges. those are the ones that are really interested in doing embroidery. I had one young fella who came to me and wanted some things embroidered because he wanted to start his own clothing line. And he actually did start his own clothing line, and I helped him with that and started doing his embroidery, right? So after getting into it, though, as a young person, a lot of these young folks is impatient, and some of the things that he was wanting embroidered were not something that I wanted to embroider, honestly, to be 100% honest, because I do have my limitations on things. But all along, he was asking me if I did embroidery, would you show me how to do it? I sure will. More than happy to show you how to do embroidery, because at the end of the day, my goal is for you to become self-sufficient and successful with your business. So I showed him what to do. As a matter of fact, he came and I sat him down at the machine, ran through a few lessons. It wasn't a lot. But now when I see his page on Instagram, it's a lot of embroidery that he's doing, and I'm not going to say I'm 100% proud, you know, because I see some mistakes, of course, but it's okay. I'm proud of the fact that he even tried, and he's attempting it, and he's 20, I want to say 20 or 21. He's very young, as far as, you know, a young person breaking into the business. So it's pretty cool to see, you know, him getting into it and trying to do embroidery. You just joined the group, Linnell from Louisiana. Well, welcome, Linnell. Thank you for joining us. Miss Beckham says, if you want to get experience, some shops need help, especially around the holidays. You can offer to volunteer an hour or two here and there. You will pick up so much, and that's correct. That's definitely a good thing, because I know I need help. Right now, I need help here in the shop. Can't afford to pay anybody, but I do definitely need help with embroidery, and it would be beneficial. Like, I have my aunties who are more than willing, always more than willing and supportive to come and help me in the studio, but with embroidery, they don't have the experience. So it's kind of difficult to have them hoop hats or whatever the case may be to help out with the embroidery process. Now, they're excellent with cutaway stabilizer and stuff like that. That's how cool that part is. But as far as hooping and stuff like that, marking my fabric, they're, you know, I can't expect them to know how to do that, you know. So that part, it would be helpful to have someone that has some knowledge of embroidery. No audio, Sheila Chan. I'm not sure what happened with that. Let me know online on the YouTube computer one if you can hear me or not, please, because Sheila Chan doesn't have audio on her end, and I know my battery's about to die on my cell phone, so I probably need to get out of here. Pamela Hawkins have audio. Okay, cool. I'm glad to know that. You missed the part where you were talking about being in the cleaners and you left your card. Can you repeat that part, please? Yes, I can. So I went into the cleaners the other day, and I saw the seamstresses. They were in there working. I had never seen them in there because they don't work every day. And in the cleaners, I asked them, does anyone ever come in here and ask for embroidery? Right? Because it's a dry cleaners and people are taking their clothes. So if someone wants a monogram on a shirt collar or a cuff or whatever, then the dry cleaners, obviously, and they see sewing machines, is going to be one of the obvious places they'll ask. And she said, no, we don't. She said, they ask all the time, but I don't do embroidery. I said, well, here's my card. I do embroidery. And she was like, oh my gosh, can you give me more cards? You know, and I'm sure. And I pulled out like 5, 6, 7 cards. And I want to say 3-4 days later, I got a call from a gentleman. He said that he wants embroidery. Matter of fact, it was day before yesterday. He called, and I was like, my schedule's kind of packed right now. I can get to you after the holidays. And he says January the 2nd, he'll give me a call because he wants a monogram on his coat. So you can go to dry cleaners and ask folks if they need embroidery. You can go to your local boutique stores, small boutiques, Dillard's, Belk's, JCPenney. Ask them, are they looking for someone to do monogramming on towels on shirt cuffs, on shirt collars. You can go to dentist offices or professional doctor's offices, like maybe leave your card in, the doctor's offices or something like that. Just say, hey, I do monograms, I do embroidery, here's my card, and leave it at that. You never know. Or ask friends and family, who you may have a cousin that works in a veterinarian office or dentist office, and if that's the case, say, hey, check and see who does your embroidery. I do embroidery. Or the other tip that I gave, which you guys probably missed, one of my favorites is make something for someone. Make a gift. Take some towels, right? This can be done on a 4x4 machine. You can float a set of towels, really nice towels from like Target or whatever. Monogram some towels. Put a picture up on Facebook. Eventually somebody's going to bite and say, hey, those towels are great. I want to make some for this person or that person. Or if you're gifting it, then eventually somebody is going to ask, hey, I saw you did towels. Where can I get some? Do keychains. Will's doing patches. He started with patches on his 4x4 machine and doing an excellent job with his patches. There's a whole list of stuff. How do you know what to charge for embroidery? Red Gordon, you can go to my website, thebabiesbooty.com, www.thebabysbooty.com to join the hoop group. Up in the top right hand corner, there's a link for the hoop group. Betty Ann Brown, knowing what to charge for embroidery is pretty much asking around, okay? And you need to fill out your area as well. But what we generally do, you're welcome, Red. What we generally do is charge the basic. The basic embroidery is $1 per 1,000 stitches, right? So if you have an item with 7,000 stitches, at least 7,000 stitches, then it's $7 to embroider that item. That is not a hard, fast rule. Also, you want to set a minimum for yourself. Trust me. Trust me. You want to set a minimum for yourself. And don't let it be a low minimum. Because embroidering for $5 sucks. I know this firsthand. When you're sitting there over an order and it's hard to hoop it, or it's in a difficult place to embroider, and you're only charging $5 to embroider this particular thing, and you're just wiped out because you're doing all of this work for $5 and it's taking 2 hours to stitch it out. You don't want to do yourself that way. So, check and see what it is you're embroidering on. If it's something difficult, if it's something easy, then set your minimum. Your minimum might be $10. All right, so no matter what it is that you're embroidering, it's going to be $10. Do you mind making $10 an hour? That's pretty much the way you kind of have to look at it. What is your time? What is your materials? Miss Pickup and Miss Debbie Kidd, I'm sure, can chime in and offer some better advice on that. As a matter of fact, whichever one of you lovely ladies would be willing, we may do a collab on that and see about doing one, because you both have run successful embroidery businesses, and it would be good to get your price point. I know you told me last year to check out the cleaners, and I put it off, not intentionally. It wasn't intentional. But I don't go by the cleaners very often at all. And the last 2 times I did go to the cleaners, guess who didn't have cards with them to leave? So, yeah, I kind of screwed myself on that one. But I had cards this time. So, that's why I was able to do it this time. But that's your basic on charging for embroidery, Miss Betty Ann Brown, is your amount of stitches and the design that you're stitching out, as well as set a minimum for yourself. You have to set a minimum, but it also fluctuates depending upon, again, what you're embroidering on, how many colors is in it. It could be 7,000 stitches, but if you got 12 colors and you're changing colors 12 times, that's a pain. So you may have to charge a little more. So there's a whole lot that goes into it, and we definitely need to get a video up on that ASAP, actually, now that I sit here and think about it. Um, I do have one of my very, very, very first videos that I ever did. Good night, LPS 75043. Do have a good night. Thank you for joining us this evening, and I won't be on too much longer. So, um, but there is a video at the very, very beginning of my YouTube videos where I address the question, why does embroidery cost so much? So definitely check that out as well. Debbie Kidd, I don't turn on my machine for less than $10. I agree. Mine is a couple of dollars less than that, unfortunately, but that's because I know, well, that's only that cost for certain customers. Everybody else, my minimum is a lot higher than that. So, and these are only loyal customers that I've had for quite some time. Letitia Martinez, what kind of program do I need to convert clip art into embroidery? And thank you for your help. You're welcome. Converting clip art into embroidery is called digitizing. So you would need digitizing software. So What Pro is not a digitizing program, but So Art is. Okay, now So Art is a digitizing program. It's very affordable. It's $75 versus most of your digitizing programs are in the thousands or right near $1,000. The one that I primarily used was $1,200 or somewhere thereabout. So that is called a digitizing program. Do your research, look it up, and check out the different programs that are out there. On YouTube, Clever Dog Designs is who I suggest highly that you go to for So Art tutorials, and check out her videos. See what she goes through to convert clip art into embroidery, and see if that's something you'd be interested in using that particular program for. If you do have $1,000, you may want to invest in a higher end digitizing software program. Embroidery wear, I personally have not. So if that's another option, definitely check it out. I mean, that's why I say do your research. I'm only suggesting So Art because I know the price point is very low, right? I don't know what the price point is in embroidery wear, but I don't think it's $75 either. It might be, but that's the only reason I even suggested that, because I know embroidery and getting into it is pricey. It's very pricey. But getting into it is definitely beneficial if you're trying to grow a business. What program do I have for digitizing? Is Wilcom Hatch is the program that I primarily use, and I do have So Art as well. I have used it, but I wanted to learn embroidery from John Deere. I'm sorry, digitizing. I wanted to learn digitizing from John Deere, and he does not use So Art. He used Wilcom Hatch. So that's why I switched over to that one. Does So Art do a decent job on digitizing? It can. It can. It has, it does, and it can. And that's why I suggest check out Clever Dog Designs and follow a couple of her videos on what she does, because I've seen her take a picture and digitize it. When I tried to do it, it didn't turn out so well. But that's because I needed a little bit of a different type of guidance. And so that's why I looked into John Deere to learn how to digitize. So, but what I've seen her stitch out with So Art, yes, fantastic embroidery actually. So it can. I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me go back over here. Your software was $1,500. Still learning it, Marianne says. I'm trying to tell you, it's pretty pricey. Miss Bickham says her minimum is 10. Tony Collins says minimum is 10. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Set a minimum. Please set a minimum. Don't do what I did. Learn the hard way. Don't learn the hard way, rather. Learn from me. Red Gordon says, I have Embrilliance Essentials. Are you familiar with that software? I am not. I'll tell you my story on Embrilliance and how that transpired. I did download the trial for Embrilliance One of the things that kind of threw me off of the Embrilliance train was when I was doing the research on it and I was trying to use the program. Number one, it for me wasn't quite user friendly, but it could have been the way my mind works, right? And then number two, when I looked at the price, they had different levels to it or something to that effect, but the cheapest level was like $400. And the way my bank account was set up at the time, that wasn't even an option actually. So my 30-day trial was running out. I was frustrated. I knew what I wanted to do, but 400 was just not something I could swing, because if I had 400 bucks, I would have had a whole nother embroidery machine. So one day, in my extreme frustration, I typed in, I want to say cheap embroidery editing software, or cheap embroidery software, something to that effect, or inexpensive or something. I forget what word I used. Affordable embroidery software, and Sew What Pro popped up, and I was like, Sew What Pro, what is this? And it said $65. I'm like, it probably ain't even gonna do nothing. Back then, the 30-day trial was an open version of the software. You could do anything with Sew What Pro back then. The 30-day trial, there was no limitations with it other than 30 days. I learned so much and accomplished so much within the first week. I was sold, and I knew I had to save up the money. At that time, I had to save up the money to get that software, because it was just, it blew my mind. Number one, it was affordable. Number two, it did everything I wanted and needed it to do other than digitizing. All right, so that is why I am so pro Sew What Pro. That is why. And I was pushing Sew What Pro to people, telling people, get it, buy it, without even being able to sell it or getting, you know, any income from it. Fortunately, they allowed me to be an official reseller of Sew What Pro. So now when I promote it, if it's purchased from me, if you purchase it from my website, I do get a cut from your purchase. But I'm to the point with Sew What Pro, I love it so much, I don't care if you buy it from me or not. I believe in that program so much. I've seen what it does for me. I know it's just that good of a software program. So I'll tell people, you don't even have to buy it from me. You can go straight to their website. I don't care, because I know how beneficial it was for me. So that's why I tell people to buy Sew What Pro. Again, the digitizing software program, I do have Sew Art, but I also use Willcom Hatch. I also use Willcom Hatch as well. Tony Collins says, well, actually, Miss Bickham says your first digitizing software was $1,000, and you got one for $2,500. I think that's the commercial version, if I'm remembering correctly. Tony Collins, I rarely need anything digitized. I have a few talented ladies that can digitize for me, so I don't use software. And that's also an option. Let me go here. That's also an option. Letitia Martinez. There's Facebook groups for people who do embroidery. A lot of embroidery groups. There are people in there that can digitize for you. Me personally, when when I'm super swamped and don't have time to digitize, or when there's a design that's like super complicated, I'll get JJ Digitizing to digitize for me. Or I'll use either JJ Digitizing, or I'll use, oh my gosh, she'll beat me down if she knew. I can't think of her name right now. And it's on the tip of my tongue. But I have two people that I use, and I see her face. That's what's killing me in my mind. But I use two people for digitizing. So you have that option as well. I know it's jjdigitizing.com is one, definitely. I know works really well. Jerry Eslo, I'm seriously considering Sew Art Pro. It'll be my Christmas gift to myself. I have a used Baby Lock Esante. Used about 6 months ago. I already have a day job, so this is a hobby for now, which I totally get that. That's how mine was initially. Diane says, what is the difference between Sew What Pro and 6D by Viking? I am not sure. I apologize, Diana, because I'm not familiar with Viking's software. Miss Mimi, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Eartha Lewis, I have Embroidery Essentials and I love it. It's very easy to use. I paid $139. It can be purchased on Amazon for that price. So not too much more than Sew What Pro. So that's good to know. Red, no, you would have my sale if I decide to buy it. Thanks, E. Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. But one thing's for certain, I know it helps. So I really don't care where you get it from. I really don't. Man, I'm trying to tell you I love it that much. Miss Bickham uses Perfect Embroidery Pro is her digitizing software. Tracy Jones, I own 4 embroidery programs and still love and use Sew What Pro. I'm trying to tell you, girl, I'll be singing its praises from the top of the mountains. Do you see the designs itself? Are you asking me, Miss Bickham? I'm not sure. Valerie Hale says, same with me. I have someone who digitizes for you. Anyone using PE design, that's what I'm learning. Ethel Smith says, Candia? Is Candia in here? I don't remember her saying anything in here. But she pops in from time to time. Let me see. Make sure, because I missed, I don't know why. Okay. Clever Dog does the tutorials on Sew Art. And Miss, oh my gosh, the name, I just had it earlier too. I gotta ring the bell. Definitely, you know, I need to scroll back up, and that's what it is. Is she the one I was thinking of? No. No, that's not who I was thinking of. I just found Clever Dog. Okay, cool. Cool. I have Viking and can answer questions. Okay, cool. So, difference between Sew What Pro and 6D by Viking, Diana Henderson. But she's in the other live, and she was asking about 6D by Viking. I'm not sure what 6D by Viking is. Total Control UP Design Perfect Embroidery Pro. Juggling 2 lives. I'm trying, right? I'm trying real hard. But my main thing though, you guys, is I want to ring the bell for who that was. Oh my gosh, and then I missed all of that. Let me go back. I was buffering and she was right before that. Joanne Ginyard. Okay, please tell me you're still in here somewhere. Joanne Ginyard, if you're still in here, my love, you have a 625 and your Christmas gift is the Baby Lock Flourish 11. Names are Eve for the SE625 Power Machine. Don't name it Eve. Just Baby from now on. The other one, Carolina Thread Show. So, Miss Joanne, I want to ring the bell for you, my love. Please, please. Miss Bickham says, no, you said you have someone else. Oh, my bad. Thank you, ma'am. Gosh, thank you. See, y'all are my memory. My memory is terrible. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have horrible short-term memory. You are? Yay! Okay, we're going to ring the bell for you. Her name is it's not Candia and it's not Clever Dog Designs. Ramona McKee. Her name is Ramona McKee. She's on Facebook. So she does excellent digitizing as well. Ramona McKee. So between the two of them, they do digitizing. JJ's digitizing and Ramona McKee. Please, definitely write that down because she's good. Now, Joanne, we're ringing the bell for your baby. Yay! Congratulations on the baby. Extra long ring for you because it took so long to get the bell going. Man, sorry about that. Congratulations on your babies. That's awesome. We love new babies around here. Does anybody else have new babies? Because somebody else contacted me and said they had a new baby coming too for the holidays. That's super exciting. Y'all, my bell, I'm gonna have to strengthen my bell arm come the 27th or whatever day Sunday is after the holidays. Because y'all are gonna wear me out with this bell from what I understand. So many people are getting babies and it's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's really cool. So I don't have room in here for any more babies, but it's all right. We can add to. Ooh, yes, because I found someone gave me the 411 on the Brother Scan and Cut. I don't know if you have a Tuesday morning near you, but somebody was saying Tuesday morning is gonna have the Brother Scan and Cut for $100. I don't know whether it's a newer model, an older model. I have to look it up. I don't know if refurb. I don't know, but I'm super excited about it. Oh, it's no scanner? Okay, yeah, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We definitely want a scanner. So the whole purpose of the scan and cut is to have a scanner, right? How they gonna name it a scan and cut if it ain't got no scanner? That's kind of retarded. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say retarded. That's kind of jacked up. Let me see. You graduated from a SE400 to the Dreammaker a couple of months ago, and absolutely love it. That Dreammaker girl. That Dreammaker is nice. Diana says you got a Topaz 50 in layaway, waiting on a bonus check to get her out. I know that's right, girl. Use that bonus check for something that's gonna make you money, right? That's the way we do things around her. Red Gordon is talking about Embroidery Thumbnailer and Embroidery Essentials. And for the thumbnails, I have Sew Icons, shows you the thumbnails of your embroidery designs. If you aren't able to see your embroidery designs right now, Sew Icons is $20 if I'm not mistaken, and you can see your embroidery designs as thumbnails. So that is an option. Will, can you believe it? I'm like going on 2 hours. You should be about home. No. You're not about home by now. You're not about home. So, but I hope you're still having a safe trip. Don't be typing and driving like I was doing the other day. Marianne says, I started with that one. Great cutter, but no scanner. I got the 650 and the SDX 225. Well, I'm not starting with... It's okay, Red. I don't ever have an issue with that. Ever. That's the whole point, for us to help each other in chat. I'm not offended by that whatsoever. It's just sometimes when I'm reading chat and I'll see something, I'll go ahead and read it without really reading it ahead of time because my brain can't do those two things at one time. So I'll read what somebody else is doing. Ethel Warren, can you do a video showing how to use the icon? I can and have been meaning to, actually, because my husband doesn't have any programs on his computer, so I can actually show how to install it and everything from the beginning, and it work. Whereas if I install it on either one of my laptops, it's already there, so it's not going to work the same, even if I uninstall it, because it knows that it was there before. So I'll have to do that. I have to voice chat. I just crossed the North Carolina South Carolina border. Sweet. So you just went into passing care winds. Passing care winds. Was traffic bad? Excuse me. You should have been to the border. My goodness. Okay, cool. I'll do that. A video on iCat. Yeah, I don't think there's very many videos on iCat, actually, now that I think about it. So yeah, we could do that too. Let me see. Well, you guys, look, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. Can you believe I'm trying to catch up with Will, y'all? Because Will be going for 2 and 3 and 4 hours. I'm not able to do that. Sammy Strunge. Hey, Sammy Strunge. You've been doing towel toppers? Cool. I like towel toppers. Towel toppers should be able to be done on the 4x4 too, if I'm not mistaken. She said, so what, we love you. That's funny. I like that. Look, I don't know, because sometimes I'll be like, Lord, I'm sleepy. I want to go to sleep. Actually, I want to meet up with whoever it was that said they were in Charlotte, because like I said, my memory sucks. But whoever it was that said they were in town for the game, I would love to come by and say hi. I really would. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. Get away for a half a second and then come back and plug away for the rest of the night. Miss Meme, I've made several attempts to reset my password to Hoop Group and keep getting a no page found message. Can you help me? Yeah, let's see what we can't do about that. As a matter of fact, I don't know that I want to do that right now, because the last time I tried to pull up my website while I was on live, it kind of jacked me up. So let me write it down instead. Let me grab a pen Sorry for bumping around the video on you guys. And I'm going to write this down. Matter of fact, you know what? Do me a favor, my dear. Will you email me, actually? Because I want you to email me your name and your email address so that I can know who I'm looking for in the hoop group and can see what I can do on the back end of the forum to get your stuff reset. So that's thebabiesbooty@gmail.com. TheBabyysBooty@gmail.com. Email me your name and email address. And then that way, as soon as I'm off of here, I can check my email and get you straightened out. And what I'll probably do is send you back a message with my... If I can't figure it out right away, I'll try and send you a message and let you know what's going on. And my number will be there as well. Eartha Lewis says you can contact her through the Baby's Booty Hoop Group. You sure can. We have messages and everything in there, y'all. And I do like the website version versus... Because we also have a Google Plus group, but I'm going to shut that down really soon. Because I don't want Google to shut it down. I want to be the one to shut it down. So nothing is lost or whatever the case may be. I don't want it to be an abrupt thing. So, but I prefer the website. That way we know everything is in a controlled environment versus Google Plus, who had some other things out there on the internet. Okay, Red, I will definitely get you squared away as soon as our live is over. 2 years for Grant and Favor. 2 years. Are you talking about the time you've been embroidering? Some of the ladies that do live shows get their husbands to help them with the chat messages. You think your husband would be interested? He has been interested. He has shown interest. The only thing that would lead me to say possibly not is like tonight he's out of town and he's working, so he would not be able to. Normally he doesn't work on Sunday nights, so he would. And there's many times he's in here in the studio with me and he's just off camera and no one knows. So definitely I'll put that out to him. We need to bribe him some kind of which way. Grant Favor says, yes, embroidery years. Okay, sweet. See, 2 years isn't bad. And you've learned a lot in that 2 years, right? So the little bit of information that I know and the little bit of information you know, we put that together, we can help someone who's just starting. And that's the goal of the hoop group, to keep us all connected and having a good time. Now, before I end, because it's almost an hour over here and it's almost 10 minutes shy of an hour on both of them, an hour over there and 2 hours here, I want to let you all know, right, that we are now putting the schedule together for travel to come to a city near you. So I've kind of mentioned it before, but in talking to Mr. Lowry, this is now a go. All right, so we're definitely working on the schedule. As I mentioned before, we're still going with the idea of only starting right in this area in South for the first part of the year. All right, so like Miss Ethel Warren saying Chicago, that'll probably be May, June, you know, something like that, where I don't have to worry about snow coming up that way. Late spring, early summer, we'll do the Chicago area. Definitely, I'll come and see you guys. So at this point, what we're working on is like a rolling 4-month schedule. Okay, so this is December. By the end of December, I should have January, February, March's schedule and the price out there, because this is going to be more than just, you know, hey, showing up, hi, how you doing, you know, because I wish I could, you know, travel aimlessly and not have a care in the world, but unfortunately I have a care in the world. So we'll put something together for us to have a project to do when we get together to make it worthwhile, right? So we're going to have some fun. I already have a partner where I have locations all throughout the U.S. that I can go, which I thought was really super cool of them. And you guys will be privy to all of that once I get the schedule up and posted. You'll be able to purchase tickets on the website. You will be able to purchase on thebabiesbooty.com, and we can get together and have a good time and just enjoy some fun. You know, you'll have parting gifts to take with you, and I'm just really looking forward to this, actually. A whole lot more than I probably should be, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm excited to have some fun. And we're also hoping that in a couple of instances it will be 2 surprise guests coming. It will be myself and one other collaboration. So but we'll have to get into that a little bit later. She said BC is not that far. What's that, British Columbia? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about, wait a minute, BC, where's BC? Please let me know, because I'm bad about getting my places wrong and stuff. I hated geography. I shouldn't have, because I love certain things about the world, but yeah, okay. No, it's not that far. And being that I now have information with a local travel agent, who knows? Because he was telling me about Singapore. So I'm like, wow, okay. Singapore it is, but you know, that's down the road. So, and I don't have anybody in here from Singapore. I've had Africa, I've had Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, a lot of Canada. Excited about. I love Canada. I want to go there too. But that's definitely a summer trip. Where else? Gosh, it's been so many different countries. It's actually quite cool. Coming to California anytime soon. It depends what part of California. Because if it's northern, that would be late spring, early summer. Or actually, my thought process is travel west as the year goes through. So that would put West Coast more towards the end of summer. Southern California is not bad. And I have family there. So that would actually be a feasible, very reasonable, feasible trip to go visit with family that I haven't seen in a very long time, actually. So yeah, that could be. Cool. So you guys, if you have, now I will ask this. This is a huge request from me for you all. Southern California, says Lisa. Buffalo. Yes, Buffalo is, I know friends there. I don't have family in Buffalo, but I do know friends there. Wherever you are, all right, major metropolitan city area. So if you're in like a smaller city, just outside, like in this instance, this is Charlotte. We have Gastonia, we have Monroe, we have Shelby, we have, you know, that type of outer city. I would travel to the larger city for simplicity's sake, and so that other folks can travel into the larger city. Let me know if there's talk to your local sewing vac and machine shop, and that could also be an additional meetup aside from the classroom, so to speak, of the other locations. So if you have a local place and you may be interested, give them a shout and say, hey, you know, there's this person and she's looking at hosting a stitch along and was wondering what you guys would think about some space there and how much it would be and all that jazz, and let me know. Now, the space that I'm already looking at, the space is there, it's available to me, but it's a little small. So if it's in an area where there's a lot of you guys gonna be, it may be a little cramped, so keep that in mind. But I'm down for meeting up with all kind of folks, so meet new people too and learning from other folks as well. So saying all that to say, I'm excited. I'm super, super, super duper excited and really appreciative to you all for even wanting to have this type of activity with us. And because Mr. Laurie says he'll be willing to travel with me, we'll see if he sticks to that. We'll see if he sticks to that and try and get things worked out around his schedule. So Otherwise, I appreciate you all for being here with me this evening. It was a lot of fun. Raleigh is like easy peasy mac and cheesy. So that's going to be another one that's going to be actually sooner, more so than later, because that's right around the corner for me. And I don't have to worry about hotel accommodations, tickets to travel, that type stuff. I can just drive. So when you go on your trips, would you take us with you? Well, you know I will. Great place in Wilmington that will hold a large group. Cool. Wilmington isn't far. I don't mind Wilmington either. Anything that's within like a 6 hour drive of me is not that big of a deal. So very easy to make that trip. Very easy. But again, we're looking at January, February, March. First part of April is the schedule that we'll be putting together next weekend while we're out of town. You're welcome. You're welcome. And Tony, I'm looking forward to it, my dear. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, I know. Look, I might be down there tomorrow if I can get these darn hats down. And we put it on the forehead. Shoot, I'll be there tomorrow. Either you or Debbie Kidd go up to Virginia. Go up to Virginia. That's how desperate I am right now. So at any rate, thank you all. I really, really, really appreciate it. Renee sent me an email, and I'll let you know on that. I really appreciate you all joining me this evening. It's always a pleasure, especially now I got two of you guys, two of me going at one time. That was pretty neat. I'm sorry I lost you guys over here on the phone. As a matter of fact, it looked like it's dying. Yeah, because over here it said YouTube stopped. So I just lost those folks on the phone. I think my phone overheated. But I appreciate you all joining in with me. It was a lot of fun as always. I look forward to, Miss Debbie said, come on up. I can hear you now. No, she did not bring all these hats up here. That's funny. I appreciate you all. And as always, the ultimate goal is to bring us together as the Hoop Group. And I definitely appreciate the support and the love that we get in here on this channel. If you have any further questions, you're feel free to email me at thebabiesbooty@gmail.com. You can also go to www.thebabiesbooty.com and join in with the Hoop Group if you are in embroidery and wish to share your projects and a lot of things that you've been doing. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, please consider subscribing. We definitely appreciate all those who join in with us, and if you click the bell, it will let you know when we go live. And we try to go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. somewhat sharp. And we also get tutorials out from time to time when I have the time in my schedule, and definitely enjoy sharing that information with you. So until the next time we see you all beautiful people, I hope you have happy embroidering. And again, I apologize to those who missed me on the phone, and my phone YouTube shut down, so it's just me over here in the computer. We'll continue to have a safe trip home, and you guys, the rest of you, have an excellent night. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.